Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your DMV Daily Dose for Wednesday, December 11th, 2019.
It's currently snowing in 32 degrees in Baltimore. Expect cloudy skies and clear skies starting in the morning with mixed conditions for the rest of the day. Today's high will be 37 degrees, and the low will be 30.
Well, Raven fans, you don't have to worry. While reports have surfaced regarding a quad injury that Lamar Jackson apparently suffered during his throw to the tight end for the 67-yard touchdown on Sunday, the future MVP quarterback said he feels 100% and will be ready to go tomorrow night when the Ravens face the Jets at the bank. And when the Ravens win, which they will do, they will win the AFC North. Let's go Ravens. And unfortunately, the fourth-ranked Maryland Terps men's basketball team lost to Penn State last night, 76-69, suffering its first defeat of the season. We're now 10-1. We will certainly drop in the rankings, however, for losing to this unranked team after barely beating another unranked Illinois squad days prior and not having any key victories over ranked opponents. But they better still fear the turtle. Maryland Matters is reporting that U.S. House Democrats have worked out key differences with the Trump administration over a massive trade deal, allowing both sides to declare a legislative victory on the same day that the House unveiled articles of impeachment against the president. If ratified, the deal would replace the North American Free Trade Agreement, known as NAFTA, which took effect a quarter century ago. Proponents say that the new NAFTA will grow the economy, support workers, protect the environment, and create a more level playing field between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Quote, "It's a victory for America's workers, and one we take great pride in advancing," said Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat from California, who, as we know, was born and raised right here in the city of Baltimore, as she told the Capitol Hill News at a conference on Tuesday. Democrats regarded the Trump administration's initial version of the deal as a non-starter because of language that they said would allow violations of labor and environmental standards to go unchecked and lead to higher prescription drug prices. But Pelosi credited her Democratic colleagues for negotiating a new version with U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer that strengthens labor and environmental standards and enhances monitoring and inspection processes. It also removes corporate gifts to the pharmaceutical industry that would have harmed consumers, Democrats said. The new version of the deal, known as the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, is better known as NAFTA and infinitely better than the original version, Pelosi said. Now, an assistant Maryland Attorney General who won a high-profile job in the Baltimore Police Department alleged in a state filing that the offer was pulled after Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby, who she previously accused of perjury, threw a, quote, temper tantrum in phone calls to Police Commissioner Michael Harrison. The claim, obtained by the Baltimore Sun through a public records request, prompted a negotiated settlement between Assistant Attorney General Michelle Wilson and the city for $75,000 last month. In the claim, Wilson's attorney blasted Mosby, and Harrison for that matter, for their handling of the situation, arguing Wilson's prior civil testimony about Mosby, provided under threat of subpoena, should never have been considered in the police hiring process. Quote, "In taking the obvious risk of stating under oath that a powerful person had lied in court, Ms. Wilson demonstrated the integrity that would have served her well as Deputy Commissioner for Public Integrity," wrote her attorney, Charles P. Sheeler. He went on to say, in rescinding her offer, Baltimore City Police Department again demonstrated that it remains allergic to the integrity sorely needed for a restoration of public trust. Ms. Wilson was denied employment solely because she exercised her First Amendment right to testify truthfully under oath about a corrupt public official, one who lied on the stand to protect her reputation and avoid liability, Sheeler continued to write. However, Zion Richardson, a spokeswoman for Marilyn Mosby, said in a statement Tuesday that Wilson's allegations that Mosby lied on the stand was false, and given that Mosby felt, quote, duty bound to tell Harrison that she had concerns about Wilson's credibility upon hearing that he had hired her to lead his public integrity office. Now, University of Baltimore law professor Michael Higginbotham said that he will lend his campaign $500,000 in the race to succeed the late United States Congressman Elijah Cummings in a contest that has attracted 32 candidates, both Democrat and Republican combined. Quote, I hate asking people for money, the constitutional law professor said in a recent interview. When I ask them for money, I want them to know that I have a personal stake in this campaign as well. Higginbotham is seeking to distinguish himself in a crowded 7th District Democratic primary field that features 24 candidates, including Elijah Cummings' widow, Maya Rockeymoore Cummings, and former United States Congressman Kweisi Mfume, as well as 4 other state legislators. He said his campaign will focus largely on equity issues related to criminal justice, health care, and education. And before this article came out, he was also booked to be a guest on the next DMV Daily Radio show. So make sure you stay tuned for that, as well as for the poll we're about to put out for our Martin Luther King Jr. Day debate between the candidates, the top 5 candidates that you vote for that will come before us in a Value My Vote 2020 debate on January 20th. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your DMV Daily Dose for Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. For more information on the articles that I've mentioned, just go on over to our website at www.dmvdaily.news.